Vladimir Putin in a telephone conversation with his Turkish counterpart, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, says Russia's military operation in Ukraine can be suspended only if Kyiv ceases military actions and fulfills Moscow's demands. This was emphasized in a statement that the special operation is proceeding according to a plan on schedule. It was noted that Russia's armed forces are doing everything possible to preserve the lives and guarantee the security of citizens as precision strikes target exclusively the facilities of military infrastructure. The statement strongly condemns the actions of nationalist neo-Nazi formations that continue the intensive shelling of Donbas and use of civilians and foreigners as human shields in Ukrainian cities and localities. The Russian leader confirmed the Russian side's readiness for dialogue with Ukraine's authorities and foreign partners in order to settle the conflict. According to the press service, it is expected that during another planned round of talks, Ukraine's representatives will display a constructive approach that fully takes into account the current circumstances. The President of the Senate, Hamid Lawan, joins family members, friends and well-wishers in rejoicing with former President Olusegun Obasanjo on the occasion of his 85th birthday. In a statement, Senator Lawan describes former President Olusegun Obasanjo as a pan-Africanist and global figure who has made great contributions to the political development of Nigeria and the emancipation of Africa. Now, the strength, influence and power of a woman is a force that cannot be undermined in fulfilling the essence of humanity. Her role in ensuring communal and world peace amplifies the beauty of creation. Mamso Damon Data reports that speakers at the 2022 International Women's Day Commemoration Service noted these and more.
The gates of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, City of David Parish, Abuja, opened to receive women from diverse walks of life. Among them were the Minister of Women Affairs, Paul and Talent, and wife of Nigeria's Vice President, Mrs. Jolako Oshin-Bajo. Speaking at the event, they both expressed optimism about Nigerian women and the hope that someday there will be a break to the bias and women will be adequately represented in decision-making in the country.
God knows how important we are, so don't consider yourself anything less. Any country that neglects 50% or more of its population is walking on one leg, and we don't want Nigeria to remain disabled. We have a voice that will continue to speak until we get there.
The Bible told us already that there are many adversaries, and so we are to fight. But this fight is a good fight. It's a fight of faith. It's a fight of prayer. Stir up the courage within you to lay hold on the things that God has given to us already. Our women have capacity. They are strong.
I would like to advise them to be consistent, to be tenacious, to be persistent, not to give up on any form of discouragement at all. Women carry an unusual power.
The special Thanksgiving service is part of events marking this year's International Women's Day. NTA News.
The slow pace of work at the Kano-Kaduna rail project, which is just about 5% completion, has been condemned by the Minister of Transportation, Chibuike Rotimi Amechi. The minister, who made the observation while inspecting the level of work at the sites, questioned the intention of the contractor handling the project. Oinaya Kaloka reports.
Don't play politics with the project, says the Minister of Transportation to the contractors handling the Kano-Kaduna rail line. The minister, who was displeased with the pace of work, said instead of the expected equipment meant for the work, the contractors just brought in a few.
I think CCC is beginning to play politics. We should move away from politics and focus on construction. The speed is extremely slow. Equipment is supposed to be 2,000 plus. All they have brought so far is 541.
He called for explanation on the delay for the takeoff of the construction of the Port Harcourt to Maiduguri rail line, which the contractors, he said, has received some payments already.
So they must tell us, we have paid them some money for Port Harcourt Maiduguri. Why they are not on site?
For passengers at the Lagos-Ibadan rail line, the stress of getting tickets will soon be over.
On the e-ticketing has gone to a bad stage. Yesterday, the final negotiation with the ICRC and the team selected went successfully. We hope by next week, ICRC will take it up there to the next stage. We are still targeting end of March.
The minister also inspected the Dala Inland Dry Port in Kano State, which is expected to be inaugurated by the end of this month. Oyinaya Kaluoka, NTA News.
Away from the rail projects, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria receives with joy the news of the lifting of ban on direct travel into Saudi Arabia of 22 countries, including Nigeria. In addition, a near total cancellation of COVID-19 restrictions were announced, indicative of a return to regularity. The only requirement for entry is full vaccination with the accompanying registration card. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAC, rejoices with Muslims all over the world, Nigeria in particular, for the normalization of worship after 2 years of ban. International Hajj would be open, and NACON seizes this opportunity to inform the public that guidelines for participation in the Hajj shall be communicated to intended Nigerian pilgrims after signing of the MOU between Nigeria and the Saudi Ministry of Hajj and Umrah. Now to Agric. As the federal government relishes the successful unveiling of the mega rice paddy pyramids in Yobe State, rice farmers are enhancing synergy with relevant stakeholders to scale up production with the distribution of farm inputs to members preparatory to the 2021-2022 dry season farming. Yunusa Sulaiman reports that the exercise was launched in Gashua, one of the farming hubs in the state.
Nigeria currently produces 7.5 million metric tons of local rice, as against the less than 4 million metric tons being produced prior to the coming of President Muhammadu Buhari into office. This is achieved through the introduction of various agricultural transformation policies, such as the Anchor Borrows program, aimed at ensuring food security and jobs creation in the country. These efforts of revamping the agricultural sector of the economy has translated into the recent unveiling of the 1 million rice paddy pyramids in Abuja by the president.
As you can see here,
To further complement this giant stride, the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria Yobe State is giving out farm inputs to support more than 10,000 of its members ahead of the 2021-2022 dry season farming.
I thank God, thanks to the federal government under the leadership General Buhari, that supported our farmers with all equipment that needed in our farms.
we are monitoring our farmers from farm to farm to make sure that they utilize this input to their farms.
Our aim is to get food security. So that's why intervention was set up in CBN, and then it was given out to all those community associations.
The items distributed include bags of assorted fertilizers, improved seeds, insecticides and spraying machines, among others. In the Matru, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
Away from rice production, the NNPC Limited is determined to sustain 24 hours massive product supply across the country to find lasting solution to the petrol queues in some parts of the country. This promise was made by the Managing Director, Petroleum Products Marketing Company, PPMC. Lida Sampson reports.
Despite the continuous discharge of petrol across the country, queues have still not abated in most parts. The visit to depots in Lagos by the Managing Director, PPMC, a subsidiary of the NNPC, Isiako Abdullahi, is part of efforts towards tackling the challenges at its root so as to fast-track seamless truck-out of petroleum products. At the Total Energies depot in Lagos, the site manager, Enas Umana, confirmed that his depot has been receiving daily allocations.
The allocation has been coming steadily. We received just recently 10 KT, which is equivalent to 30 million liters that is distributed across all three depots that we manage. Daily, we've been mandated by my head office to do as much as 80 trucks daily.
At the time of filing this report, more products were still being discharged. At the Pinnacle Oil and Gas, the 24-hour loading depot was reported reported to have sent out 300 trucks in 24 hours.
The idea is for us to send a very strong message to the general public that there's no reason for panic buying.
The managing director, PPMC, who led management staff of NNPC Limited, directly involved with downstream distribution, says the process is moving in line with the commitment of the chief executive officer of the NNPC.
While Lagos is getting better, is better weighted with over 470 trucks that went into the Lagos area. God willing, and with the kind of efforts the NNPC management is doing, we ensure that we bring normalcy to our fuel consumptions and evacuation.
The MD says he's optimistic about developments in Lagos and hopes that normalcy will return to the entire country soon. From Lagos, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The economic diversification drive of the federal government to raise productivity in the agricultural sector has continued to receive the support of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The governor of the Apex Bank, Godwin Emefiele, was in Edo State to undertake a facility tour of oil palm plantation in line with the bank's backward integrated program. Udwak Obong Achibong reports.
The Backward Integration Program, which encourages people to produce what they eat and eat what they produce, is at the center of CBN's supportive role for the federal government's agricultural development drive. To achieve this, it has encouraged governors to provide land for the program for oil palm, cassava and maize, while also partnering with agro-based entities as well as providing credit facilities. This facility tour is to see how one of the benefiting Agro-allied resources and processing company has fared in its oil palm plantation and other food crops on its facility. He is happy that the plantation under 2 years is fast growing and that the Edo State governor has supported the program. He wants more support.
There are so many programs that is available for everybody to take advantage of in the Central Bank of Nigeria. We believe the country has potentials. We need to get our people gainfully employed. We improve on domestic GDP. The companies will make profit themselves.
The managing director and CEO of the facility, Manwuko Ketan, is optimistic that in the years to come, they will achieve the target of expanded domestic market in Nigeria.
We have employed close to 1,000 people in our farm who have really done hard work to make sure that we achieve our target of 8,000 plus planting in a record time of less than 2 years' time.
12 months from now, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, intends to revisit the facility sitting on 12,000 hectares of land with greater expectations. In Benin, Udakobong Achibong, NTA News.
In other news, Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says the federal government is set to initiate behavioral programs capable of discouraging the youth from engaging in ritual killings and other criminal activities for a better society. The minister stated this in Abeokuta, Ogun State, at the grand finale of the 2022 Lisabi Festival. Tope Alabi reports.
Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, who was represented by the General Manager NTA Abeokuta Fumi Wakama while speaking on the theme Youth Inclusiveness and Emerging Reality in Socio-Economic Development of Egba Land, congratulated Ogun State Governor Dakpo Abiodun and Egba Indigenes on the 35th Lisabi Festival. The minister, who decried the spate of youth delinquency in the country, said the federal government has come with some preventive measures so as to make youth more responsive to socio-economic development in Nigeria.
Plans are on to initiate behavioral change programs targeted at youth in a bid to address these problems. I am happy to inform you that content providers are already working on it. The National Film and Video Censors Board has therefore been directed to take the issue of ritual killing seriously while censoring and classifying films and videos.
Celebrations such as this must serve as a reminder to us of our individual and collective responsibilities to to our motherland.
The Alake and paramount ruler of Egba land, Oba Adedotun Aremugbadebo, says the celebration will continue to showcase the heroic exploits of Lisabi.
This is the best ever Lisabi Festival that we have had since we started 35 years ago.
Highlights of the festival include paying of homage by sons and daughters of Egba land, both home and diaspora, to Alake and paramount ruler of Egba land.
The way we behave in society, the way we portray ourselves, speaks better about who we are.
The annual Lisabi Festival is to showcase and foster the virtues and values of the legendary Lisabi Agbonbuakala in order to further develop Egba land and Ogun State. Tokpe Alabi, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari extends heartfelt condolences to the Minister of State, Labour and Employment, Festus Keyamo, SAN, on the passing of his beloved father, Pat Matthias Keyamo. In a statement, the President enjoins family, friends and the people of Ifron and Uwe local government area of Delta State to draw inspiration from the strength of the character of late Pat Matthias, who was not just a respected community leader, but one who loved his children with great passion and did his best to prepare them for leadership positions and opportunities. President Buhari also celebrated the virtues of late Pa Keyamo as an embodiment of Nigeria's greatness and rich diversity, one who deeply treasured the benefits of friendship and mutual respect for people, irrespective of their backgrounds. President Buhari praised God to grant the soul of the departed peace and give comfort to the family. Meanwhile, the remains of their president, also traditional council and former president, the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, His Majesty Ni Okwe Kano-Kaduna the 6th, have been laid to rest. Chimdima Umdubisi reports that dignitaries from far and near, including His Royal Highness King Apollos II, gathered at the Independence Square, Ghana, to bid farewell to the man they say was an extraordinary monarch.
It has been the vision of His Royal Highness King Apollos II for traditional rulers on the African continent to be united. This, he believes, will foster peaceful coexistence that will engender collective development. On one of his visits to promote Nigeria's culture in Ghana, he met our king with like passion, the Osumanse and former president, Greater Accra House of Chiefs, His Majesty Ni Okwe Kano-Kaduna the 6th, and a relationship geared towards promoting peaceful interactions among African traditional rulers blossomed. Regrettably, Osumanse died last year. On the invitation of the President of Ghana, King Apollos II joined Ghanaians to pay last respect to His Majesty Osumanse at the Independence Square in Ghana, with a promise to see to the realization of the late monarch's vision.
Traditional monarch in Africa, where we are coming together to see how we bring all the monarch under one umbrella to promote the image and promote the peace in Africa. The project that is advocating for, he has never concluded it, but he has started it. I believe that his legacy in Africa and the legacy in Ghana and also in his Middle Kingdom will never go in vain. This is my prayer that he will go in peace and the Lord Jesus Christ will receive it in peace and our successor will receive it in peace.
The late king meant different things to different people. For the Greater Ghana House of Chiefs, he was a charismatic leader, while his family members saw him as loving, supportive, and considerate.
He lived a life with exemplified diligence.
Ni Okwe Kano-Kaduna the 6th bowed out at the age of 58. Chimdima Ndubisi, NTA News.
And that ends the news segment of the program. Don't forget you can follow us live on our website nta.nj/live and on our other social media handles on the screen. And remember to stand with us at the NTA to take action against rape and rapists. More reports with Jennifer after the break. Stay with us.
Data Unlimited to experience Dance Unlimited on Glow TV. Watch Battle of the Year and other amazing TV content with Glow TV data plans that will make you dance. Dial *777# to choose the right data plan for you.
I am more than just an idea. I am alive, connected. I am part of an ecosystem, creating connections within an interactive and sustainable city. I am intentional about excellence, integrity, and efficiency. I am invested in building a sustainable future. I am committed to strategic partnerships and collaborations. I can be tough.
And I can be tender.
I take pride in delivering high standards. While there may be others, I am in a league of my own. I am more than just an idea. I am beloved. Who are you?
You won't go shake your body. Instead, they make it calm down. If the farm say Lisabi, you want to grow 6 packs in a day. I beg you not to pass your power. You want to show yourself, oh.
Whatever your size, find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Honorable Minister of State for the Environment, Chief Sharon Ikeazo, is scheduled to hold a high-level strategic meeting of Interministerial Committee on Climate Change to discuss the implementation of Nigeria's nationally determined contributions, approved energy transmission plan, and related climate issues. The event is scheduled to hold as follows. Date, 7th March 2022. Time, 10 a.m. Venue, Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. Engineer Hassan Musa, Permanent Secretary, Announcer.
Not too much berekete. Berekete Plus is here. Existing Glow customers will get 400% bonus on every recharge and 100 MB data bonus on first recharge of the month. New Glow customers will get 1,000 Naira welcome bonus. To activate, buy a new Glow SIM today or dial *777# for existing Glow customers.
His Excellency Nyesom Ezenwa-Wike, CON, GSSRS, POS Africa, Governor of Yobe State, cordially invites the general public to the commissioning of Orobom Crescent, Port Harcourt. The road has been constructed in keeping with the urban renewal program of the Governor Nyesom Ezenwa-Wike's administration. His Excellency Dr. Okeze Ikpeazu, Governor, Abia State, will commission the project on Monday, 7th March 2022. All invitees must adhere to COVID-19 protocol, including wearing of face mask. You're welcome, Your Excellency, and all invited guests. Announcer Kelvin Ibiri, Special Assistant on Media to the River State Governor.
Staying healthy is about how you live, when and what you eat, and the things you do with your body. I ensure my family live healthy, eat healthy, and engage in healthy activities. There's this fantastic product that also helps me and my family stay healthy and purified. Yo-Yo Bitters. For over 2 decades, Yo-Yo Bitters has provided families with the right blend of herbal ingredients that ensures wholesome and toxin-free body system. Yo-Yo Bitters is an all-round family health product that helps your body system cope with the rigors of everyday life. It is not enough to just live. A healthy and active life is something every family should strive for and work towards. Yo-Yo Bitters is that companion that will support you in achieving a healthy and balanced life. Yo-Yo Bitters. Live healthy, feel lively, and stay purified.
Welcome back. Now, last time, Newsline brought you a pathetic story of a 1 and 7 month old toddler who died after alleged corporal punishment from his school. The cry for justice seems to be yielding results. A magistrate court has begun proceedings on the matter in Asaba Delta State as the autopsy result reveals more about the toddler's death. Let's join Rosemary Omani for more.
Recently, the social media was agog with the unfortunate news of the death of little Obinna Ohanazeze of Arise and Shine Nursery and Primary School, Camp 74 in Asaba. The toddler, a 1 and 7 months old, was alleged to have been mercilessly flogged 31 strokes of the cane by his teacher, leaving marks on his body. He was subsequently admitted at the hospital but later gave up the ghost few days after. An autopsy to unravel the real cause of death was thereafter requested. Result of the autopsy revealed the toddler died from septic shock. The State Commissioner of Police, Ari Mohammed Ali, has this to say.
The dead body was taken to FMC for autopsy to be conducted to actually give us the cause of death of that boy. Now that the autopsy report is out, it is not for us at this end to say this or say that. We are going to work strictly on the basis of what the report reveals. And the report says the boy died of septic shock.
The matter, having been charged to court, came up for mention Tuesday, 1st March 2022.
I'm happy for the fact that the Commissioner for Humanitarian, Mrs. Bridget, actually kept to her own promise to me that she's going to see that justice is being given to my son. So, and bringing this case to court today, as fast as this I least expected, I want to say a very big thank you to her and to other humans who also feel my pain. I want to say a very big thank you for their contribution in all ways, and also to the press who has been following up. Everybody has played a very good role in this case.
Arise and Shine Nursery and Primary School, where the toddler was allegedly abused, has since been shut down by the Delta State government.
We are on the case and will keep you posted. Now, a 13-year-old girl in Benin Kebbi, the capital of Kebbi State, is presently battling trauma and phobia, probably for the rest of her life, owing to the gross violation of her womanhood, severally by her own biological father, believed to be a cultist. Too disgusting to be true. Abubakar Dengi takes it from here.
Because my mom is no longer married to him, there was this day I came to greet him. He did not waste time to give me some amulets to hold, after which he asked me to lie down on the bed, which I obediently did. The next thing he did was to remove his trouser, came to me, and that was it. It was one out of many of such cases I can still remember.
That was Malama, not her real name, narrating her ordeal to the operatives of Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps in the presence of some gender activists in Birnin Kebbi. It all started when the 13-year-old victim, her maternal grandmother, her aunt, and a male relation came to the State Command of NSCDC to lodge a complaint seeking for redress. And as the victim is not subjected to any further abuse, 40-year-old Aminu Bello, a resident of Badaria area in Birnin Kebbi, is a man being suspected of what can best be described as bestiality.
Dai sana bata kware saboda ina so in yi
I didn't have any ulterior motive when I gave her the chance to hold. I just wanted to scare her to speak the truth because I was suspecting her of being wayward.
Umar Musa Bala, the Commandant Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Kebbi Command, while confirming the incident, assured of speedy prosecution of the case.
Investigation is on, and we are assuring you at the end of the investigation, you will be charged to court accordingly for further necessary action.
To ensure justice is served, some human rights activists comment on what lies ahead.
When you speak up, the perpetrator will not be walking down the street, because when a child is raped, the tendency is that when the perpetrator continues to walk down the street, other children are not also safe.
I'm calling upon the judiciary system to please expedite actions, and seeing that this judgment has concluded without much taking time.
Please call on the general public to please keep on bringing out, because I believe this happens daily, because I'm really surprised for how fast we are coming to be getting such cases, like almost immediately.
As the suspect is about to be charged to court, rehabilitation and intensive counseling, among others, are all what the victim urgently needs to save her life from prolonged phobia.
Be taken out of that environment for proper care and counseling, and a father must answer to the law. Now, in a bizarre circumstance, a suspected electricity equipment vandal was caught in the act. This time, not by security operatives or members of the community, but sadly, the power current. It was a day of reckoning for the young man, as he was found electrocuted and hanging on an electric pole along Gongolong Lawanti in Jere local government area of Borno State. Maimuna Garba has a story on the unfortunate price of vandalism.
Quiet community of Gongolong Lawanti in Jere local government area of Borno State, about 20 kilometers from the Maiduguri city center, was where the news broke. People of the area woke up to find the lifeless body of a young man hanging in an uneasy angle on top of electricity power line. Apparently electrocuted, the lifeless body trapped on the high wires moved Gongolong community to report the finding to security and electricity power company. According to residents and the deputy village head of the area, Wakil Musa, the dead body was said to be identified as one Malam Gana, an IDP residing at Lawanti.
Ngodi kamla lay kaninde lay hadamare laren bire kan choro ya prels.
Security officials who pleaded anonymity revealed that there was a blast around the area at exactly 11 p.m. the previous night, which was reported to them by the residents. Technical engineer of Kanem Business Unit, Yola Electricity Distribution Company, Charles Bitrus Liza, says everything pointed to vandalism gone wrong.
We've alerted all the security agencies. They are aware of everything. We've sent letters to them about the trend of vandalization going on now.
He urged residents to be cautious when handling electricity cables around them, more especially now that electricity has been restored to Maiduguri and environs after more than a year, with most of the appliances vandalized, as government is doing its best to rectify faulty cables.
Risk of electrocution should serve as deterrent. It is often said that there is ability in disability, as people living with disability are always encouraged to acquire skills to improve their well-being. This is a story of Alhaji Sule Waziri, a 79-year-old blind tailor in Jos, who specializes in fashion design. Abba Yakubu takes it from here.
This is Alhaji Sule Waziri in his shop, located in the heart of Jos, by Maternity Junction, doing what he knows best, sewing and selling clothes to interested customers. He started his business 8 years after undergoing apprenticeship in 1962. Waziri Tailor is known for his skills in sewing indigenous dresses and gowns for traditional rulers and other notable personalities. The designs are not restricted to kufta, kaftan, babariga, but English ways. As a master of his trade, he went beyond his gender as he sews for women.
Was it no nonsense? Was it fitting? By fitting, fit out.
I have a standard that all my customers know me with. That is quality work and zero disappointment. People cherish my style of fashion.
But in 2001, Waziri Tailor's skills was challenged when he began to lose his sight and was diagnosed with glaucoma, often referred to by experts as a silent thief of the eye, which necessitated a series of eye surgery. A year after, following his doctor's advice, he accepted the hard truth that he will be blind.
The prayer I always offer is that Allah should not allow me beg because of my condition. So I told myself the truth. I must continue to work hard.
Despite his condition, Waziri Tailor did not abandon his business as he continued with the assistance of his children.
I'm trying my best for me to help my father.
Baba told me to learn, then I'll come and manage the shop for him. Yeah, and that's what I did. Yeah, I've been managing the shop for more than 10 years now.
Baba has always been precising and emphasizing about quality. And the next one will be, keep your word.
Not deterred by his disability, Waziri Tailor plans to expand the business online and a showroom to display his fashion. His designs often leave customers in awe of his ingenuity.
The relationship has been a very long one since our parents, and up till now, because of how effective and efficient their work is, we still patronize them.
And Alhaji Waziri has done so much for us in terms of training, encouragement, and so many things that an elder could do to the younger ones coming behind.
The seasoned fashion guru has received many accolades and awards from various organizations within and outside Plateau State, and currently serves as Grand Patron of Plateau State Chapter of Tailors Association of Nigeria.
Very inspiring. Please, all those in Jos and beyond, patronize him and share his story. Time for our first break on Newsline Papa. We'll be back.
Buy this bully. Now trekking be my portion. We do. People like say they happen for them. Almost level. No darling. After all of us now visitor. Oh boy, now me the one place with 7 times a woof. Bros don't get 5 times a woof. And this don't collect 6 times a woof. This one now, woof everywhere you go.
Whether you be new or old MTN customer, turn up a woof with the boss spray everywhere you go.
Bobby, make una show.
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Millions of Nigerians have received COVID-19 vaccine. I have taken my own. What about you? We have taken our own. What about you? I am strong and healthy. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? We are strong and healthy. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Go get, go get, go get, go and get your job. The hospitals, churches, and the mosques. Go and get your job. Health centers, hurry up now. Don't be late. Go and get your job. Bye-bye, Corona. Bye-bye, Corona. Go and get your job. This message is brought to you by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA.
Oh boy.
You know I
I lost my cool. I know you even felt the difficult.
Thank you for the rejections that taught me to keep striving. Thank you for the long hours that taught me discipline. Thank you for the knockdowns that taught me to bounce back, and for the unexpected victories that taught me to never give up. Thank you for making me who I am.
There's a drop of goodness in everyone. Share goodness with someone today. Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
Come back. Now to the environment. The United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, is 50. It is a celebration that commands series of skywritings and features on the remarkable impact of this essential arm of the United Nations. President Muhammadu Buhari was even at a special session of the United Nations Environment Assembly in Nairobi, Kenya, to commemorate UNEP's 50th anniversary. Why is this celebration important? My feature on it has answers. Like biodiversity that consists of diverse species whose existence are hinged on the interdependence of ecosystems, no nation can survive the multitude of environmental challenges in the world on its own.
Continuous approval of the representatives, it is the wish of the conference to adopt the draft resolution by acclamation. It is so decided.
So in 1972, following the landmark United Nations Conference on the Human Environment, United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, was created to monitor the state of the environment, inform policy making with science, and coordinate responses to the world's environmental challenges. And for 50 years now, UNEP has galvanized collective actions to protect people and the planet.
Humanity to understand that we must transform our societies and economies to protect the earth, our only home, so that it can sustain us.
President Muhammadu Buhari was at the special session of the United Nations Environment Assembly in Nairobi, Kenya, to mark the 50th anniversary of the United Nations Environment Program.
We recognize that restoring key ecosystems is crucial to help combat climate change and achieve sustainable development. Therefore, by collaborating with partners such as the United Nations Environment Program, we believe that much more success would be recorded in collective struggle against climate change.
The 50th anniversary of UNEP is a good opportunity to reflect on the huge impact of this crucial arm of the United Nations. From efforts to restore biodiversity and livelihoods to global actions to prevent wrong disposal of toxic waste in developing nations by the Western world, like the cocoa case in 1988, where 8,000 barrels of hazardous waste from Italy ended up in a small riverine community in Warri Delta State.
First of all, it was UNEP that made environment a topical issue in the world. In Nigeria, before the cocoa saga, when some Italian firms went and dropped toxic waste at Cocoa Pot in Delta State, environment was not a very big issue in Nigeria. People were not fully aware of environmental degradation or even their responsibilities towards environmental protection. It was after that that the federal government set up the Federal Environmental Protection Agency.
UNEP also pushed for cleanup and remediation of oil-impacted sites in Ogoniland through its comprehensive reports. Conspicuous also on its list are global collaborations to tackle climate change and biodiversity loss. It is also coordinating the Great Green Wall Initiative to check desertification in the Sahel, pushing for restoration of ecosystems, and supporting actions to check extinction of endangered species. Well done, UNEP. Now, keep up the good work, because there's still a lot to be done to check environmental issues threatening our lives and planet. Now to education. It is the wish of every child to have access to quality education and in a conducive teaching and learning environment, as education remains key to human capacity development. Achieving desired dreams is what Caleb University stands for, as the private tertiary institution is now turning its attention to equipping students with needed entrepreneurial skills that will make them stand out in future. Vice Chancellor of the university, Professor Nosa Owens, EBA, stated this at the 15th matriculation ceremony of the university in Lagos. Diana Ajale reports.
This prosecution by the students and the academics heralded the 2021-2022 matriculation of 2,140 students who were successfully admitted into the school to kickstart their academic pursuits. In fulfillment of the school authorities' rules and regulations, the matriculated students took oath of allegiance.
This institution has taught me a lot. We are currently learning Python, and I'm very happy today because I'm matriculating.
Being a student of Caleb University is like a very, very great thing, because Caleb University is a very good school.
Vice Chancellor, Caleb University, Imota, Lagos, Professor Nosa Owens, EBA, urged the students to take advantage and good use of the comprehensive and impact curriculum model of the institution to attain greater heights, which he believes is achievable once they remain focused.
We are talking about the future senior advocates of Nigeria, the future chief judges. We are talking about entrepreneurs of repute. We are talking about, distinctive technocrats. We are talking about bankers, global bankers. We are talking about people that you can't miss the fact that they are from Caleb University.
The newly confirmed registrar and other academics emphasize on why it is imperative for the students to jealously guide their dreams.
We're expecting much from them. They are used to have the energy, and this energy, they should actually deploy it into reading, into hard work, other than all those nasty vices around.
From day one, they should plan to have good success here, and it will be a good time for them here.
What we try to drive now is to ensure that every graduate of Caleb University has capacity to be able to succeed in everything they do.
Known as one of the best private institutions in research and entrepreneurship development in Africa, Caleb University was established in 2008 and has since been equipping students with relevant knowledge in all ramifications to enable them become self-reliant and employers of labor within a short time after graduation.
Well done, Caleb University. Entrepreneurial skills, right way to go. Now, the historic city of Arugungu in Kebbi State was recently agog with celebration when a one-time Director General of the NDE, Dr. Nasiru Ladan Muhammad, added another feather to his cap. He was conferred with the prestigious title of Gado Damasun Kabi by the Emir Ismail Muhammad Mera. Abubakar captured the sights and sounds.
With that historic turbaning, Dr. Ladan is now officially the holder of the title Gado Damasun Kabi, making him one of the consular to support the emir in steering the affairs of the emirate. Soon after the turbaning, the Emir Ismail Muhammad Mera spoke extensively on the choice of the new Gado Damasu and what lies ahead for him as it relates to the emirate.
We pray to Almighty to continue to guide and protect the people of Argungu Emirate in their various fields of endeavor for the development of the Emirate, the state, and the nation at large.
From the palace, the celebrant, accompanied by his friends and well-wishers, was conveyed to his residence, where a reception was held with much to eat and drink. The new Gado Damasu, who was visibly elated, commented on what it means to him.
It's a very big traditional tattoo, something that I inherited from my great-grandfather. Since then, it was not given to anybody.
Some of the new Gado Damasu's friends, relations, and well-wishers comment on the development.
I know him very well and very dedicated to whatever he's doing. This current development, having Gado Damasu is going to bring a lot of progress in Kebbi State.
We took our ceremony today, and alhamdulillah, we started and then as you can see, we are still celebrating, so alhamdulillah for it, and we should more to come, inshallah.
Congratulations to the couple. Now, it is the dream of every parent to see their children grow up, establish their own family, and live a happy life. That dream has become a reality for the families of retired Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mohammed Amadou Dankasa, the German Deba, and Alhaji Mustafa Lamido, the Tafidan Lafia, when their children, Hadiza Muhammad Amadou and her love, ASP Mustafa Abubakar, decided to live together for the rest of their lives as husband and wife. From Gombe, Abbas Maikano reports for Newsline.
Marriage is one of the oldest and powerful commitments between two people for numerous benefits. For ASP Mustafa Abubakar and Hadiza Muhammad Ahmadu, the historic wedding prayers coupled them together in a matrimonial union that is expected to last for life. Presided by Imam Saidu Muhammad Dala, the wedding contract agreement held at Deba Emir's Palace was graced by important personalities from all sectors of human endeavors, as hosted by the Emir of Deba, Alhaji Amir Usman.
Luckily enough, the husband is my younger colleague. So, two sides. The father is equally my very close friend. So it's just an internal marriage. So to God be the glory.
Really, it is not an easy thing. The way how I study was grow up, the way how I train him, and I tell Almighty Allah, is a very good man, very good boy, very intelligent, and very associated with people.
We should just remain friends, adhere to the roots of Islam, and put Allah in all that they are doing. Bismillah, their marriage will not only be successful, but it will be sustainable.
Family members of DSP Muhammad Ahmadu were delighted with the union between Hadiza and Sadiq, describing it as one of the most anticipated.
It's one of the happiest days of my life because my elder daughter, Hadiza, is getting married. Between Hadiza and me, I don't know who is the happiest. Seeing a lot of family and friends coming together to honor us, gladden my heart.
From Deba, invited guests moved to Gombe, the state capital, for the popular sword crossing, a tradition among security personnel to salute a married couple.
It's a complicated love story, actually. We met like 4 years ago. We started the journey. Along the way, we cut off, but you know, when God wills something, you definitely come back to it.
We met on Facebook. After some time, we met again in Abuja. And here we are today, getting married.
The tradition is in use worldwide among military, police, and other paramilitary organizations.
Blessings all the way. We wish them the very best. Now, Fabio Lanikbeko is dead. He died on Sunday afternoon at his residence at Magodo, Isheri, Lagos, few days after his 80th birthday. He was a retired veteran sports broadcaster with the NTA. Olumide Egutola reports.
On the 2nd of March 2022, people from all walks of life converged on Fabio Lanipekun, Magodo Isheri, Lagos residence to celebrate his 80th birthday with no premonition that the NTA's sports broadcaster Fabio Lanipekun is bidding his lovers, family and associates farewell. The news of Fabio's death on Sunday afternoon at his residence was received by the sports fraternity both within and outside the shores of Nigeria as a rude shock.
I haven't worked with him directly under him. I can say that Fabio was a no-nonsense practitioner. He had it up in his brains and he demanded from us, his followers, to do exactly that. He stood for excellence and he took nothing less. He would take nothing less and he ensured that those of us under his tutelage also behave in like manner.
As a matter of fact, I can easily say that he was one of the great influences on me that made me to venture into journalism, because I've been watching him in the days of the WNTV, WNBS in Ibadan, a station he joined on February 17, 1969.
Really a sad one. Fabio believed in popularization. If you are reporting sports, you know you are reporting sports. Fabio never wanted you to report education and then you come to sports.
Pa Fabio Lanipekun started his career with a newspaper organization before venturing into sportscasting at the Western Nigeria Broadcasting Corporation, later the WNTV, and then the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation in 1965, and joined the services of NTA, where he structured and nurtured sports journalists until retirement.
What do we have nowadays? I have
NT News.
May his dear soul rest in peace. Now let's hear more from Samuel Johnson on his last days on earth, where family, friends and colleagues celebrated his 80th birthday at his residence in Lagos.
That was the mood at the celebration of the 80th birthday of Pa Adeshola Lanipekun, popularly known as Fabio Lanipekun, a sports journalist of international repute who had decades of experiences in sports broadcasting. His career at the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, was remarkable, with him serving as the baking pot for most sports journalists who also made their marks in the profession.
I've come to praise him when he's alive. I don't believe in praising one when that person is gone.
He inspired us, he motivated us, he taught us a lot of things about life.
He's a leading light, he's an icon, he's a legend in sports journalism, sports broadcasting and television, broadcasting development in Nigeria.
He taught us to be painstaking, he taught us to be responsible. He's not the type of person that he wants to know where you are.
For the family and friends, there are lessons from the life of a man they describe as hardworking, loving, and dedicated to positive values.
I bless the name of the Lord. He has been wonderful to him and to the family.
I feel very proud that he's my dad, and I thank God for letting him see this day.
Very friendly, very warm, and he's someone that you would love to have as a friend. And when some of us were coming up in sports, especially myself in table tennis, he used to be one of those people who was zooming us to the world, you know, narrating every technical details about the sports for the whole world to listen to and appreciate some of us players.
Pa Fabio Lanipekun started his career with a newspaper organization before venturing into sportscasting at the then Western Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation, WNBC, later the WNTV, then Western Nigeria Broadcasting Service, and later joined the services of NTA, where he structured and nurtured sports journalists until retirement. A Thanksgiving service preceded the celebration held at his family residence.
Almost like they knew that was the last time they would celebrate together. NTA has indeed lost a great sportsman. May his soul rest in peace. Time for another break. We'll be back.
Thank you for the rejections that taught me to keep striving. Thank you for the long hours that taught me discipline. Thank you for the knockdowns that taught me to bounce back, and for the unexpected victories that taught me to never give up. Thank you for making me who I am.
Like a bird needs wings to fly, you need skills to be productive. No matter the level of your education, ITF can train you to acquire skills in areas like mechatronics, metal machining, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, information and communication technology, ICT, culinary art, and agriculture. Acquire a skill and transform yourself from being unemployed to becoming even an employer. Be a valuable Nigerian youth. Say no to unemployment and poverty. It's time! Industrial Training Fund, developing the nation's human resource.
As the 2023 elections draw near, remember, evil prospers when good men and women only wish for peace, but never take a step to make peaceful elections happen. Are you a father? Are you a mother? What are you saying to your children as elections approach? Have you warned them not to let themselves be used to cause violence? Have you explained to them what the consequences of electoral violence might be? Do your part to make peaceful elections happen. Talk to your children. Protect them from unscrupulous politicians who want to put them in harm's way, while their own children are comfortable at home, within, and outside the country. Let's join hands to make 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NOAA.
Welcome back. Although long gone, the name Domkat Bali throws up memories of halcyon years of the Nigerian military. A soldier's soldier, a general to the very tip of his boots. A book to recall and capture the very essence of the man was unveiled in Abuja. Momso Deman Dati was there and returned with more than a beagle and a salute.
The venue took in guests from all over Nigeria. Then former Minister of Sports and Youth Development, Solomon Dalong, steals the show with his typical Tarok look.
Historical narrations has it that we are either from Central or South Africa, and there are some cultural similarities that is shared commonly among the Bantu race. We cherish our culture.
It was a reunion for acquaintances, tribesmen, serving and retired military chiefs, ministers, members of the National Assembly, and other eminent Nigerians. The father of the day, President Muhammadu Buhari, was represented by the Minister of Women Affairs.
He asked me to come and congratulate General Bali's family, to celebrate his wife, who has stood firm with the entire family to redeem his integrity and by putting the records straight.
Former heads of state, General Yakubu Gowon, General Ibrahim Babangida represented, as well as some former military governors, expressed satisfaction that true accounts were being made and the records were being set straight.
If I'm paying tribute, to General Bali, I'm paying tribute to
all of you who did so well to help ensure that the country remain one and to be really progressive.
May God continue to bless your children. May God bless you.
A true version of what transpired during the imbroglio of General Bali. The account of this event needed to be told because of the controversies that trailed that designation.
And then the climax of the evening, the unveiling of the book, General Bali.
This book is just 60 pages, 6 chapters, with 13 annexures. It's a small book about big principles, and it is these principles that we need to have. You have to develop your people to love justice.
The day, 27th February, would have been the 82nd birthday of a man described as an embodiment of unity.
Likes everybody, his wife too was very good. So combination of two of them were able to win a lot of people.
Full of humility, is love for people, always saying the truth, very honest.
Bonji Tarok actually is the overall king of Tarok people. He is the unifying force of the Tarok nation. He is the symbol of Tarok unity.
The 60-page book is authored by wife of the late Army Chief Esther Bali and Dr. Batamusa.
Great soldier he was indeed. The police have over time canvassed for community policing through intelligence gathering to enable them curb crime and fish out unquestionable characters. The people of Ebenebe in Anambra State did not take up this. And the failure has led to the death of 15 mourners by suspected cultists who invaded a funeral ceremony recently.
On that fateful day, Saturday, 26 February 2022, the attackers, said to be members of a rival cult group, invaded the venue of the ceremony, Umwegwefi Primary School, where they violated the caps of late Ozo Chibike Chukwuka, who was murdered on 30th December, while 13 mourners were left dead, with 10 others fatally wounded. Before they carried out their acts, it was alleged that they warned the community and members of the deceased family not to organize the burial ceremony for him. Igwe Christopher Nnebuna is the traditional ruler of Ebenebe, while Paul Nato is the president general.
But an announcement that they made that people should not go where the boy will be buried. And the course was taken to the school field. Unfortunately, I was also made to understand that one of the injured one, who happens to be the youth chairman, announced that people should go in the morning, and that made many people to go there. I didn't know that someone died. If I had it, nobody will ever go there. And the person will never be better like that in this community. Because it's an abomination. And that's why we are doing some. We are having meetings with Council of Elders, the advisory body of the Igwe Council, who will now see that some cleansing is done.
We have constituted a committee that will look into the security apparatus, as well as local security in the village, so that we can come into synergy with other villages surrounding us like Ube and Obanwabo family. And again, you know that area from Ebenebe to Amanse or from Amanse down to Obo family, there is no police station.
The Anambra State Commissioner of Police, Echeng Ewuru Echeng, charges communities to give the police information on time, stressing that his men were not aware of the notice given to the community by the alleged cult rival group.
The community did well by saying that the bearer should not go, but they would have gone further to tell the security that this is what they have done. I can assure you that the command is on top of that situation because we have made some arrests and we hope to expand on those arrests.
The number of casualties stands at 15 persons as 2 more people died in the hospital, while the corpse of late Ozo Chibike Chukwuka was interred after 2 days of the incident.
Safety and peace should be the responsibility of all in a community. The stage is a vehicle that drives to heart various intended messages. At the Mariam Babangida Hall in Abuja, for instance, the audience reacted to various emotions with their gaze fixed on the live stage performance of the National Troupe of Nigeria. The presentation left the audience thrilled in awe. Aisha Kana was there for Newsline.
The baby will be named, then presented to the public. It is my esteemed honor to invite her ladyship to carry out this onerous function.
This is Strings, a folktale musical stage play that unveils Nigeria as a symbolic child of Lord Frederick and Flora Lugard.
Oh, her name shall sound like a beacon. Her name shall sound like a beacon.
The ancestry and genetics of this symbolic baby are traceable to all the ethnic groups in the country as portrayed by the highly artistic and talented National Troupe of Nigeria.
Sir James Wilson Robertson, to here declare you Nigeria an independent sovereign state.
Strings shows to live audiences how Nigeria's fragile amalgamation of 1914 was laced with fleeting dramatic exposition of doubts, suspicions, complications, conflicts, climax, and many resolutions amongst the different clans and their leaders, and how these issues were resolved to what we now have as a stronger Nigeria.
You have struggled and for several years to attain this height. You have every reason to celebrate today. You also have every reason to look up to tomorrow, that your nation on the God shall grow from strength to strength.
Spanning from pre-colonial times to Nigeria's independence and the transition and growth of Nigeria as a nation, this melodic drama carries the message of Nigeria's shared humanity and intercultural affinities as fellow countrymen seek to promote faith and love for country, peace and unity in diversity.
For me, Strings is a metaphor of what binds us together.
When we're talking about peace and unity, it entails every part of this country. So whichever part of this country you take Strings is going to speak to the context, within which people live.
They told us the whole history of Nigeria creatively, but eventually that Nigeria is ours.
The dance, drama, music in Strings, a stage play aspire to entertain, educate, and evoke the consciousness of what binds Nigeria as a nation, blessed with abundance of rich cultural heritage, where progress and unity reigns.
Of creative art. Now to tea. Is your tea time a ritual or tradition? Well, grab your cup or mug. It's tea time. Let's get Blessing Abu to do us the honor of pouring the flavors and favors of her brew findings.
Both tea and coffee drinking often boils down to taste and other benefits. Tea time and drinking means a lot to different people across board on the globe.
Tea time for an Englishman is actually that tea break into their work time. So they go take tea, coffee to keep them. At this point, they don't take the green tea, they take the black tea for energy.
I'm looking for the tea taste. I'm looking for the variety of the flavor that is going to be brought by the herbs. I'm looking for the medicinal value. I'm looking for it to calm my stomach down.
From that of bringing satisfaction as a simple drink meal to such as give kicks to others. In my simple curiosity to see the tickle to taste, I got to see the loop in tradition and the ritual to tea consumption. For Majid, a Turk, tea is absolutely a tradition to relish with him and everyone back home and anywhere. So he welcomes me the Turkish way before tea is offered.
This is actually, this has nothing to do with the germs or your hands, and this is part of the culture. Since you were out, you came, we're just giving you some time to get some rest and refresh yourself. This is the main idea behind serving kolonya. Tea, in many languages also as pronounced as chai. On a daily basis we do 10 or 15 glasses a day. When I look at the productivity level of Turkish people, somehow I would depend this on the consumption of tea. Tea keeps you awake, tea gives you energy, tea gives you the strength to concentrate on what you do.
Okay. So then you hold it this way?
Exactly.
Really nice. Really nice.
You see it coming.
Yes. Chinese. Okay. So if you thought that was awesome, this Ibrahim family blew my mind with their own tea ritual.
Right, please. I think I have to come back for the tea time. We use it as like a communion where we kind of talk about what's going on in each other's lives. And then we realize that there are different types of teas. There are teas that help you relax. There are teas that have some health benefits, blood pressure, for your skin, your hair. So what we started doing was just having different kind of collections of teas. And then whatever you're going through, there's a tea for it.
Really? Okay. Still thinking it's just for the big offices and boardrooms or gardens? Then hear Danladi Jeremiah's outlook on simple tea drinking and other interactions at the Meshai's table.
Manages.
Like what?
Like politics, arguments. Maybe someone do something, they argue it for Meshai place.
Nana Arame's expertise is in culinary nutrition. There is sure comfort in the content of the cup or mug you choose at any point in time.
During the coronavirus, so many people, there was so much talk around lemongrass, lemon itself, ginger, garlic, that you boil. That is tea.
What the ginger does, it warms you up, stimulates circulation, and when there is excellent circulation, the mucus is dissolved and there is easy excretion of those mucus, and then it supports the immune system.
Also, when you're picking a tea, look at the shelf life. If you have teas that have shelf life of 5-8 years, that's a long time for a tea. So teas with shorter life span are actually fresh.
So, take a sip, get a lift.
Interesting info, especially for people like me who love tea. Now, we had earlier told you that President Muhammadu Buhari has arrived London for a 2-week break. Before departing, the president spoke with our correspondent, Adamu Sambo.
I cannot claim to be doing the work alone. The government is fully represented. The vice president is there. Constitutionally, when I'm away, he is in charge. The secretary to the government and then the chief of staff. So no problem.
Some Nigerians are expressing doubts regarding the ability of your party to conduct its national convention successfully. What will you tell them?
Well, they should wait and see. How do we come as a party to take power from the ruling party who had been there before us for so many years? So we have the capacity. Everything will be all right.
Now, knowing the president, I'm sure he will not rest. He'll still be working. It's time for a break. We'll be back.
Know that in the last decade, this country has been at different wars trying to keep the peace and promote the sovereignty and the integrity of the country. The troops are doing their best. The president has given them all the necessary tools. It is left for us as young people and as Nigerians to give them all the support we can. We say kudos to all our gallant military men. Please, whenever you see a police officer in or out of uniform, if you know them, clap for them whenever they need be. Give them seats in buses and trains and airplanes. Have the airline managers reduce air tickets for them or train tickets for them. Show them that we appreciate what they do and show their families that there is something right and honorable and truly remarkable about wearing a uniform and going into the bushes and the forest to fight enemies of this country that are hell-bent in bringing your life to an end. It's a very tough time, but we have to all put our hands together. Please support our troops and support our police officers.
Welcome back. It was an endless session of positive testimonies as the body of Ezinna Peterside Udora was buried at Oko in Oshimile South local government area of Delta State. Becky Chukwuma reports that the funeral mass was held at St. Thomas Catholic Church, Oko-Anala.
The final journey of late Ezinna Peterside Udora started from the Federal Medical Center mortuary. There was a brief stopover at his home in Asaba, the state capital. Thereafter, all roads led to his country home, Oko-Anala, for funeral mass and interment. The impressive turnout at the St. Thomas Catholic Church, Oko-Anala, many described as a testament of his lifestyle. These encomiums were corroborated by Reverend Father Franklin Odiaka on the exemplary lifestyle of Peterside Udora, describing him as a jolly good fellow who loved peace and progress. He charged Christians to always please God and serve humanity.
The ball is in our court. Today is Toddler. No idea at all. That is the power of God that can hide every mystery until He wants to reveal them. Let us get ready for the day that God will love us.
At the graveside, tears flowed freely from the families and friends. At the reception, the family appreciated the guests. They say their father would be remembered for his love, care, and unifying grace.
I just miss my father, so I'll miss him so much. I just pray that I'm just happy that I know he's with the Lord right now, and he has left a very good legacy to look up to.
It was extraordinary. He was just a special dad. No one can replace him. He's such a man that is so proud of his family, his siblings, his children. In fact, everybody surrounding him.
The Director General of Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, a childhood friend of the deceased, was represented by the General Manager of NTA Asaba, Innocent Maduka Inega.
A lot of people have said many good things about him. He's a God-fearing man. He's a respected man in the society. And he's an honest man. So I advise his siblings, the people he left behind, to follow his ways, his examples in life, and live a godly life.
Peterside Chukwuma died at age 72. He was a devout Catholic. Until his death, he was the vice chairman of the Catholic Church of Resurrection Pastoral Council, Asaba, Delta State. Earlier, service of songs for the late Peterside Udora held at the Catholic Church of Resurrection, Asaba, where the church prayed for the repose of his soul.
So rest in peace. Amen. Now we'll come to the end of this edition of Newsline. Thank you for being a part of it. Let's do it again Sunday next week. Good night and God bless Nigeria.
We want to talk about rights, there are obligations. I'm not saying that this government is a saint, it's very far from it. But there are things that we can do to make it better, and that's the challenge I'm throwing to you. You don't want to build this nation? I don't know where else you want to go. If I had a choice, I'll come back. When I stand outside and I hear what you have to say about this country that I know that I can die for as one, then I'm really sad because you're young. You have education. You have tools. You have a huge future ahead of you. And you're condemning yourself before you started on that journey. So please don't do that. Please don't.
This vaccine is safe and it has been certified safe and usable by NAFTA.
Hello and welcome. It's time for another interesting package of
Everything Music.
Angelina, you dey go